day, you had to go in and have a work session with the director, the choreographer, and the musical director. And then the third day, if you made it that far, you would perform for the CEO and the president and all these Disney executives in suits. I didn't care about those days because I was young and I had no idea who those people were. But day two, you had to sing for Alan Menken, and I knew who that was. He'd written my favorite musical of all time, Little Shop of Horrors. I wish I could tell you what that experience was like, but I remember walking into the room and seeing him behind the table, and I remember exiting 4 minutes later, and I have no idea what transpired. I guess I didn't embarrass myself too much because I ended up getting cast in the show. And then I got to work with him. Well, what's that like? Well, on the first day of rehearsal, I'm surrounded by these amazing talents, and I was so nervous. I was so new at this. And this really nice guy came up to me and said, "Hi, I'm Alan Menken, and this is my Broadway debut too. I'm so nervous." Which of course made me laugh because the man had Academy Awards sitting on a shelf at home. But I thought, how kind to put me at ease. A few months later, we were doing Beauty and the Beast out of town before we went to New York. We were in Houston, and every day they were making changes in the show, and they were making cuts because the show was running a little long. And one night after rehearsal, I went to grab some dinner, and then I went into the little apartment they were keeping us at, and I saw the light on my phone machine flashing. And I pressed play, because this was a long time ago, and it was a message from Alan Menken. And he said, "Susan, it's Alan. I just wanted to let you know before tomorrow that we've decided we needed to cut a verse from your song Home. And I just wanted to let you know beforehand so you wouldn't be shell-shocked and to let you know it's not you, it's me. I wrote the song too long," and which of course was not true, but how nice of him to be concerned that my feelings might be hurt. Of course, I didn't care at all that they cut the verse. I was just so darn amazed that I had a message on my machine from Alan Menken. I kept that tape for an embarrassingly long time. Flash forward about 23 years, and about 6 months ago I was watching some YouTube videos and I came across a video of Alan singing a medley of his songs. And I called my daughters over, they're 7 and 10. I said, girls, this is Alan, and he's singing his own music, come listen. Well, he was singing from the Little Mermaid, and my daughter Isla's like, I love this song, and she starts singing Under the Sea, and she's dancing around. Then my daughter Nina hears a song from Aladdin, she's like, I love this song, and she starts singing. They're dancing around. Well, that went on for 3 or 4 or 5 more songs. But eventually they stopped, and they came back to the computer, and they just sat silently, and they watched him sing every last song. And when he was finally done, my daughter Nina turned to me and she said, so basically, he's written everything in the whole world. And I looked at her and I said, basically. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with deepest pride and greatest pleasure that I get to welcome to the stage tonight a man who has written everything in the world, whose immense talent is matched only by the size of his glorious heart. He is one of my biggest heroes, and he is a Disney legend. Ladies and gentlemen, Alan Menken.
Ritual verse. Oh well. There's a lot of you here.
Oh my God.
Make way for Prince Ali. Say hey, it's Prince Ali. Clear the way in the old bazaar. Hey, you, let us through. It's a bright new star. Oh, come be the first on your block to meet his eye. Make way, here he comes. Ring bells, bang the drums. Are you gonna love this guy? Prince Ali, fabulous he, Ali Abba. your princess was a sight lovely to see. And that good people is why he got dolled up and dropped by. With 60 elephants, llamas galore, with his bears and lions, a brass band and more, with his 40 fakers, his cooks and bakers, his birds that warble on key. Make way for Prince Ali. Welcome to my office. My desk, my awards cabinet. Oh. That's nothing. Look at that stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? No. I got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. Here's where I write my songs and my scores, and there's stories behind all of them. Like, for instance, that triumphant, jaunty song from Aladdin was actually written on Howard Ashman's hospital bed when he was fighting for his life. I brought him a keyboard, and we had work to do. And that juxtaposition stays with me. Just one of the stories behind the songs that I'd like to share with you tonight. Now, my studio is actually not unlike my dad's dental office. My dad was a dentist, and it was above the garage. And I would hear from the house, I'd hear, Dr. Menken, no, shit! But he did give nitrous oxide, I'd say, so that made it a little better. He drilled teeth, I compose. But as I grew up, my dad was worried about me. He'd say, I couldn't concentrate at school. And he'd say, what's going to happen with you? As a kid, I loved classical music. And I would sit and practice. But I hated to practice, but I would practice like the first measure of a piece or something, and then just fake it after that, like a Beethoven sonata. And then I just make up my own. My parents were out of the room, I'd just make it up and be playing for an hour, and the teacher would say, well, Alan's really not learning the pieces. They said, but he's playing very nicely for an hour. And the teacher finally said, well, maybe we should encourage this. And then came my love of pop music and the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and Bob Dylan, and I wanted to write like them. And I made songs like this. Hanging over my guitar. She's gone, and I want to die. You know, I'm living a lie. She'd have stayed if only I had asked. But I know I can't bring back the past. Of course, I was only 11 years old, so there was like that much past to bring back. But I had plenty of world weariness. I had that down. Somehow, the ADD student that I was, and not very good, but I got into NYU as a pre-med. The pre-med part, yay NYU! Somebody from NYU there. But the pre-med part did not last long. And most of the time I would just go to the piano practice room and just fill notebooks full of songs. I just wanted to write songs constantly. That and play in bands. And after I graduated, I turned a bunch of those songs into a psychedelic rock ballet for the Downtown Ballet Company. And the best thing to come from this was meeting this adorable ballet dancer named Janice Roswick. And I fell for her right away, and despite the fact that I probably looked scary because I was quite the hippie. Anyway, she liked the scruffy guy pounding the piano.
Alan and I have been married for 4 years now, and I don't think it's gotten any harder, any easier. He's always been a composer ever since I've known him, and lately, as his career gets further in his career, there's more tension, there's more need and more drive. It keeps building up, that energy keeps building up. And you want to reach a certain level. want to reach a certain point where we don't have to worry about when he's going to come in, where he can be assured of work and be assured in the body of an audience.
That's from a documentary that was on a long time ago. It's fascinating that the documentary filmmaker decided to focus on Janice basically twirling the knife as she talked about it. We were struggling artists together, and I accompanied ballet and dance classes. I coached singers. I wrote songs for musicals. I musical directed club acts. I also performed in clubs. I wrote songs for Sesame Street. $135 a song. It was like, whoa! And I wrote jingles, like this one for a pesticide. Get to the root of it, down to the core. You want to get rid of it. That's what Roundup is for. It goes to the root of it and does so much more. There's never been a herbicide like Roundup before. Bam, cha-boom, bum. Roundup, yeah! Roundup, gotta get me some of that herbicide. Roundup. And I joined the BMI Musical Theater Workshop. It was taught by a wonderful conductor and composer named Layman Engel, who really studied the construction of musicals from the pit as the conductor. Every night you see really what makes them all tick, with not only the score, but the book, and every aspect of it. And in that workshop, I composed countless musicals and reviews. I honed my craft as a composer, a lyricist, and I struggled to get produced and heard somehow. And here's a little slice of life from that workshop. You and I. Your songs. And then my life changed forever when a brilliant, lanky, intense, chain-smoking Howard Ashman stepped into my life. Howard was a director, a writer. He had his own theater, 99-seat theater in downtown Manhattan. It's called the WPA Theater. It was on 5th Avenue and 19th Street, and the third floor walk-up, right above the Chopsticks Massage Parlor, I remember. Howard had the rights to do an equity showcase of Kurt Vonnegut's novella, God Bless You, Mr. Rosewater. And I was a big Vonnegut fan. And I gave up writing lyrics to just be a composer with him writing lyrics on that show. It became my very first produced show in 1979. Just a little taste of Rosewater. Welcome to a flowing font of truth and good and cash. If you're looking for the lutitude of flute or cure a rash. If you're down on luck and need a buck, we'll fund you in a flash. Barring market crashes, floods, or worse inflation. Barring fiscal flux or fierce devaluation. In a world where next to nothing comes for free. Bet you never thought you'd ever live to see. So there's time to try to find philanthropy as the Rosewater Foundation NYC. God bless you, Mr. Rosewater. God help us till you came. God keep you where we need you. God love you and your name. God bless you, Mr. Rosewater. God bless you. The show, it was such a great experience, I gotta say, but it did not have a long run. Despite some pretty damn good reviews. I mean, there was some reviews that weren't so hot, but I don't pay attention to them, really. Although there was one critic who was particularly mean. He's known for that. I think his review said he hated the show, but then he said, all of this is preferable to Alan Menken's music, in which there was not one bar of tunefulness, not one glint of invention. Pseudo-melody after pseudo-melody flow past us like a dirty mop, dripping liquid grayness, culminating in a whimpering Sprechstimme, until one wonders how so many instruments can go on for so long without wandering, even by mistake, into music. I think it was something like that. But the lessons Howard and I learned from Rosewater benefited us when we produced another off-Broadway show that would become much more producible. This show would have 8 characters, a 4-piece band, and a giant man-eating plant. Little shop of horrors, a little shop of terror, call a cop. Little shop of horrors, and no, oh no. Little shop of horrors, bop, shabop. You'll never stop the terror, watch them drop. Little shop of horrors, and no, oh no, oh no. I know Seymour's the greatest, but I'm dating a semi-sadist, so I got a black eye and my arms in a cast. Still, that Seymour's a cutie. Well, if not, he's got inner beauty. And I dream of a place where we could be together at last. Lift up your head, wash off your mascara. Here, take my Kleenex, wipe that lipstick away. Show me your face, clean as the morning. I know things were bad, but now they're okay. Suddenly Seymour is standing beside you. You don't need no makeup, don't have to pretend. Suddenly Seymour is here to provide you sweet understanding, sweet understanding, sweet understanding. Seymour's your friend. You probably remember, there's a leather-jacketed, motorcycle-driving dentist in Little Shop, which is somewhat inspired by the Menken family dentists, I gotta say. Because my family's lousy with dentists. My dad was a dentist, my grandfather was a dentist, my uncles and cousins, but none of them were sadists like Orange Gravello, BDS. When I was younger, just a bad little kid, my mama noticed funny things I did. Like shooting puppies with a BB gun. I poisoned guppies when I was done. I got the pussycat and bash in its head. That's what my mama said. What did she say? She said, my boy, I think someday you'll find a way to make your natural tendencies pay. You'll be a dentist. You have a talent for causing things pain. Son, be a dentist. People will pay you to be inhumane. Your temperament's wrong for the priesthood, and teaching would suit you still less. Son, be a dentist. You'll be a success. Say ah! Say ah! Say ah! Now spit! Don't! I was afraid when I played that song in concert, when they spit, all of a sudden there's going to be a tsunami of spit on it. But when the show finally opened off Broadway, it was a hit with both critics and audiences. And there were lines around the block. friends said, yeah, you guys got a big green gold mine on your hands. And that led to the motion picture of Little Shop of Horrors. And you want to hear this? Let me tell you now about how I lost my first Oscar. It happens, I don't, okay. For the film of Little Shop, we wrote a new song for Audrey too. And the voice of our Audrey too in the movie is Levi Stubbs, who was the lead singer of the Four Tops. And we received I received my first Oscar nomination for that song, as did Howard. And there we were at the Oscars. Now, your first Oscars, it's out-of-body experience. I mean, we were there at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion, and you know, it's like these two off-Broadway writers in this, you know, palace of stars. And I should have known, you know, we're in the middle of the aisle. It would have taken like an hour to get out to one or so. But Levi Stubbs sang the song, brought the house down. Going, whoa, look at this, brought the house down. I'm thinking, maybe we'll win, Howard. Going, you know, to Howard. Maybe we'll. He said, don't worry, you're not giving any speeches tonight. But here's a little of that number. Better wait a minute, better hold the phone, better mind your manners, better change your tone. Don't you threaten me, son, got a lot of gold. Gonna do things my way or we won't do things at all. I'm just a mean green mother from outer space and I'm bad. A mean green mother from outer space and it looks like you've been had. I'm just a mean green mother from outer space, so get off my back and get out my face, cause I'm mean and green and I am bad. Thanks to Little Shop movie especially, Janice and I bought a farm in rural Pennsylvania. And we were spending a lot of time there, especially after our daughter Anna was born. And those were wonderful times, but they were also very scary times. And they were scary because the AIDS crisis had really come full bloom, and it was a horrible time for everybody, but it was especially hard for the theater community and the film community, and I wanted to escape. I escaped. I sat with Anna on my lap, and the VHS tapes of the Disney classic movies had just started coming out, so that we could watch them instead of, you know, waiting 10 years when they would be re-released. You could actually watch them in your home. And we were watching Snow White, and Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Peter Pan, Pinocchio, Dumbo, Fantasia. Amazing, just amazing stuff. And it all came back to me. What a safe space these movies are. What a wonderful place they are to I'd say, escape into, but also to just find meaning in life through. And I was marveling at that and remembering what it was like as a child to watch that and just losing myself in these pictures. And then a call comes in from Howard. He said, I just had an interesting meeting with Disney, and would you be interested in writing an animated musical? Oh, wow. So, you know, I thought so much about the transformative power of that form and the opportunity and the responsibility of writing something that would sit on the shelf alongside those amazing classics. And the impact of that stays with me forever. So, the project that we're talking about had a mermaid in it. And, you know, so where do we start? You know, mermaids in the ocean, and the water is flowing in the ocean. Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around here you think, sure, she's got everything. I got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I got who's its and what's its galore. You want thingamabobs? I got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I want to be where the people are. I want to see them dancing. Walking around on those, what do you call them? Oh, feet. Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing, strolling along down a, what's that word again? Street. Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of that world. So, first of all, I want to say that the wonderful directors of this movie, along with Aladdin and Hercules and many others, are with us here tonight. And I say, hey, John and Ron, I love you. Also, along with Howard, they made a decision that rather than having a stuffy English crab, Sebastian would become a Caribbean crab. There you see her, sitting there across the way. She don't got a lot to say, but there's something about her. And you don't know why, but you're dying to try. You wanna kiss the girl. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, my oh my, look like the boy too shy. Ain't gonna kiss the girl. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, ain't that sad? Ain't it a shame? Too bad he gonna miss the girl. Now for our sea witch, I went back to my cabaret days and also Brecht and Weil's German cabaret days. And Ursula bounces along the bottom of the ocean on her tentacles. I admit that in the past I've been a nasty. They weren't kidding when they called me, well, a witch. But you'll find that nowadays I've mended all my ways, repented, seen the light and made a switch. True, yes. And I fortunately know a little magic. It's a talent that I always have possessed. And here lately, please don't laugh, I use it on behalf of the miserable, lonely, and depressed, pathetic, poor, unfortunate souls in pain, in need. This one longing to be thinner, that one wants to get the girl, and do I help them? Yes, indeed. Those poor, unfortunate souls, so sad, so true. They come flocking to my cauldron, crying, spells, Ursula, please, and I help them. Yes, I do. And then came the Calypso song that changed my life. Howard said, rather than doing like a reggae riff, how about I want a circular riff that sort of comes around on itself. The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. You dream about going up there, but that is a big mistake. Just look at the world around you, right here on the ocean floor. Such wonderful things surround you. What more is you looking for? Under the sea, under the sea. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Up on the shore they work all day, out in the sun they slave away. Each little glamour know how to jam it under the sea. Each little sluggy cut in the ruggy under the sea. Each little snail know how to whale it. That's why it's hot under the water. Yeah, we ain't lucky down in the mucky under the sea. Well, Mermaid exploded. I mean, Ariel didn't explode. Mermaid. That's an ugly image. It did, and it caught everybody by surprise. And this time, when we attended the Oscars, we were right on the aisle, baby. It was an incredible night. And at the governor's ball, after they were sitting there with our new babies in our hands, and Howard expressed how happy he was. But he said, when we get back to New York, we have to have a serious talk. I said, what? Tell me, what could it be? I mean, no, not tonight. I don't know. I got back to New York, you know, all the way back I was going, what was this about? I should have realized, because it was all over. But I went to Howard's house and he said, I'm sick. I'm HIV positive. And back then AIDS was a death sentence. It just simply was that. And he said, I'm so glad we won on Sunday night. Now I know you're taken care of. It was emotional. It was really something. And we continued our work together as hard as ever. But, you know, there was a cloud hanging over us. And Howard was losing abilities and physical abilities day by day. His days were numbered. We sat down to write a song about all the friends we had already lost. With a corner to catch the subway, and a corner to buy cigars, a corner to wait for the Times to come out, and a corner to lean on cars. It was something just left of the Mardi Gras when my friends and their friends were there. But it's getting much too quiet tonight on Sheridan Square. I'm sure that it must mean something, but it's really too soon to tell. When somebody's getting famous, while nobody's getting well. And you can send my regrets to the party. I'd like to make it, but just don't dare. And why is it still so quiet tonight on Sheridan Square? Johnny and Steve and Martin, and a list that goes on too long. Dennis and Bill and Barry, you're the reason I wrote this song. As some of the boys have panic, but none of the boys leave town. They say we're on the good ship Titanic, we're gonna sing till the boat goes down. And if it ended before it started, no one told us that life is fair. And why is it still so quiet tonight on Sheridan Square? Somebody make a note of this. You people who note the trends. The wild ones are turning lovers. The lovers are turning friends. And if some good rises out of everything, then the phoenix is rising there. In the eyes that are scared but softer tonight. Sheridan Square.